MacGregor is back, baby. Yeah, the Mac is back. A name that is like synonymous with performance for so many years, disappeared, but they're back with a fully forged, CNC milled, direct-to-consumer, $500 set of irons. And in today's video, I'm gonna dive in and see if it's quality, if it's budget, if it lives up to its old name, or if it's just, you know, another cheap iron you should avoid. So before we get too deep into this, you need a little history lesson. MacGregor. MacGregor is a name that has been around since the late 1800s. It's a name that for so many decades was the pinnacle in golf. The pinnacle in forged iron performance. Jack Nicklaus hung his hat on the MacGregor name for so many years. So many great players used MacGregor irons for decades, won so many majors with them. Then through some bad ownership, some problems, some struggles, they just disappeared. The last time I really understood or heard MacGregor was I used the MacGregor driver in 2007, but then by about 2010 until this past year, started seeing MacGregor pop up on Instagram, like these club accounts talking about, look at these gorgeous irons that MacGregor is making, and look how affordable they are. We have the MT Milled, $550 set of irons. You can do the satin or you can do black. Really gorgeous looking irons. My heavens, these clubs look really, really good. Nice little kind of cavity back. A wee bit thicker top line than what I'm used to, but it's not like it's a chunky, thick top line. I use more of a muscle blade for a long time now. So the top line on this is just a wee bit thicker, but it's not like it's a bad, thick, tough to look at top line. I love the little white line on the bottom groove, just a classic touch. That was the way things were done for many, many years. We don't see it as often anymore, so nice classic touch. The irons look great until you grab the pitching wedge. I'm sorry, I don't understand it. This pitching wedge has so much offset. I just don't know why. I don't know why. And the pitching wedge was the second iron I grabbed out of the box. First one was the 7 or 8 iron, looked great. Grabbed the pitching wedge and I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? This shouldn't, no. So then I grabbed the 9 iron, like, okay, that's better. And then I was like, wait a minute, grab the 4 iron. No, that's great. The long irons look awesome. Every iron looks great, offset-wise. This pitching wedge, I don't get it. It just screams pull, draw, city. I don't understand it. I went from a 10 in excitement to hitting these to like a 6. Because a pitching wedge is an important club. I love a good pitching wedge. Just how's the performance gonna be with so much offset? So I took these out for 9 holes the day I got them. Hadn't tested them, no nothing. Took them out for 9 holes. They felt really good. They look really good at address. They felt really good. Very forgiving. Even on a slightly thin shot with a 4 iron off the tee, really, really good. I did hit pitching wedge twice, and as expected, I kind of drew it. And I don't know. I'm just so confused. I don't get it. I do not understand it, but I'm not letting that derail my whole experience with these things and my testing process with these things, because I've played more golf with them and I'm really liking how they perform and how I'm playing with them. And the wedge, it's not like I've figured it out, but I figured it out. I don't pull it like I did the day I got it. So before getting a couple rounds in with them, I took them in here and I got to testing. And rather than just like pulling an average of good shots, I wanted to dive into the theory or the question that these affordable direct-to-consumer irons, the performance lacks. Because a lot of people will say, well, they're half the price, they're a third the price. Am I gonna get a third the consistency, a third the performance, a third the forgiveness? That's what I wanted to test. So it was just like 10 shots. Like, what do you get? What are our changes in yardages, spin? What do we get over the course of 10 shots rather than what do the good ones average out as? So we start with the pitching wedge, and over the course of these 10 shots, you see a pretty steady dispersion, a pretty steady yardage, a pretty steady kind of ball speed, spin. Everything is pretty consistent. Obviously a miss hit, a little heavy 129, so the ball speed jumps down. Then a little thin on that last one, ball speed jumps down. But I'm really impressed with how consistent the spin is, the ball speed. The yardage is good, but it's hard to keep it on the center line. It was hard to not hit it kind of like a pull draw. And that was a little disconcerting, but like I said, I've played more with it since then and I'm coming around to it. But with the pitching wedge, as expected, the performance and consistency and forgiveness was there, but the flight with that offset It's just a left flight. So now kind of the mid iron, let's check out what the 7 iron is like. Definitely noteworthy is how consistent, again, the carry is very consistent. The spin is very consistent. It's just a little bit low. I always fight kind of in that 8, 7 iron range. I spin it a little low. If you've watched enough of my videos, you see when I test with an 8 iron especially, I'm on like the lowest end of acceptable. The spin with this for a 7 iron is a little bit low, but the peak height's good, the ball speed's good, the carry's good. With the 7 iron, again, I was impressed. Wasn't seeing a huge drop, you know, on a miss hit, and I wasn't getting these like nuked 7 irons. It was very consistent, very repeatable. The flight pattern is a little bit straighter. I like to play a baby fade. You can see that here. With that pitching wedge, it's really hard for me to hit a fade, but you see the fade. So with the 7 iron, again, 10 shots, they're performing. They're performing up to their name. So diving into the 4 iron, wow, that's a really good long iron. Like very, very consistent in terms of carry, ball speed. On the miss hits, I mean, you're gonna miss hit 4 irons. You don't lose a ton. My 4 iron is like right around 220 in the air. I mean, there was 213 for a little thin one, but that's good. And the spin is really, really good. Peak height is really, really good. Angle of descent is really, really good. And then if we look at the shot pattern, I have one that was a bit of a jumped on pull draw, but everything is pretty solid, can hit a fade with it. The height's really good. Going into this testing, just wanting to know what is consistency? What is that like? The performance over shots, is it $500 consistency or is it $1,200 consistency like an OEM? The consistency and the performance is as good as the big brands, as good as its name. 10 out of 10 right there. Then it was like, let's play some more golf with it. You played 9 holes with it. Okay, you need to play a little bit more golf with it. So I've spent some time on the range with it, dialing in just the feel of it. I love the flight. I love the trajectory that these irons produce. I fight from time to time getting a little bit too high with my irons. Not like if I'm trying to hit it low, it goes too high. Just like a stock shot for me, sometimes I get it going a little bit too high. I found with these, just like a smooth stock shot, the height's really, really good. The flight, the trajectory is really, really good. And then playing with it, I played the most recent Break 60. Yeah, we hit a lot of short wedges, but when I had to hit my irons, these irons, it was good. It was good. The couple times that I had to hit pitching wedge, 15 and 17, really, really good shots.
Oh, what a good golf swing. I'm so happy with that. Right.
The iron distance is really, really good. I wish this pitching wedge didn't have this much offset because I've grown to like it. It's okay. But like these are so good and that just doesn't fit. I don't understand it because I love these irons. I cannot say enough good things about these irons. And for $550, it's so good, but what happened here? What happened here? I think I'm gonna keep these in the bag for a couple more rounds because I am enjoying them. But if anything, if I were to, continue to game these, I need to replace this pitching wedge because I don't wanna have a pitching wedge in the bag that from time to time, if I don't consciously make myself aware that this could be a pull draw, I want a pitching wedge that I can kind of dial in. But that's a very easy fix, right? $500 set, $550 set, you can get a wedge that matches your existing wedges. So there's a solution for it that still isn't crazy expensive, but I wish this amount of offset matched the flow through the bag. I just don't get it. All that being said, I'd say like a 9 out of 10. They'd be 10 out of 10 if that was better. They're really good. It's crazy how affordable really good golf clubs are these days. You can get premium stuff that's just not the name you remember or the name you see everyone play on tour, but this is a name that everyone used to play on tour and a name that everyone used to remember. Well done, MacGregor. I wish the pitching wedge was better, but I digress. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, have you ever played MacGregor irons or will you consider playing the newer direct-to-consumer MacGregor irons in 2024? We'll see you in the next one.